What's up guys, Goody here, back with another Jujutsu Kaisen manga chapter review. This time we're going to cover chapter 185, in which we answer the burning question on everyone's mind: is Panda dead or not after his fight with Kashimo Hajime? Remember to smash that like button and subscribe for more, and now let's get into it. Okay, so to start things off, let's look back at the past couple chapters. Hakari and Panda both entered Tokyo Colony number 2 at the same time, but they were split up upon entry. Hakari has been fighting Charles the mangaka, and we're left with the assumption that Hakari wins that fight. Last chapter we saw Panda confront Kashimo Hajime, an ancient sorcerer from 400 years ago who has joined the culling game in an attempt to fight Sukuna. He wants to fight Sukuna because he believes this will be a real challenge for him. But anyway, Panda goes blow for blow with him here for a while, but he's clearly outmatched. We were left with a massive cliffhanger last chapter. Panda transformed into his third form, but Kashimo hits him with a technique so powerful that poor Panda basically explodes. We have no idea whether he lives through this or not, and that brings us to chapter 185. Instead of taking us straight back to the current time period to answer the question we have about whether Panda died or not, we instead get a flashback that is seemingly to Panda's youth. Now, whether this is actually his youth or, as I'm going to explain later, it's symbolism of his sister and brother leaving him is up for interpretation. But nevertheless, we see Panda growing up with his elder brother Gorilla and his older sister, who resembles a triceratops. Panda and Gorilla are sparring as brothers do, and Panda cries like a baby when his sister comes around to check on them. The sister reprimands Gorilla, but eventually she just urges Panda to fight back like a brother should. He does, and then we see a funny scene where Gorilla just clobbers his head, followed by the sister chasing Gorilla around to scold him while Panda's left bawling. We then get another scene where two random brats are messing with Panda about his inability to ride a bicycle without training wheels, and then the brats trick Panda into doing something stupid. They convinced him that if he throws his ball, which was a gift from Santa, into the river, he could ride bicycles with them. He throws the ball and the brats run off, saying that littering in the river is illegal and they would tell the police. Now, Gorilla's been standing back watching all this, not taking up for Panda even though he's his big brother, and he asks why he threw the ball in the first place. He asked Panda if he was just plain stupid. See, we know the brats were already including Gorilla in their group, so Panda's answer to his question was that he threw the ball simply because he wanted to play with his big brother. Now he's bawling yet again, and their sister overhears the whole conversation. She confronts Gorilla later, saying that even though it was okay for Gorilla himself to pick on Panda, he needs to stick up for his little brother when others are picking on him. Gorilla says that the sister just doesn't get it. Panda never leaves Gorilla alone, always wanting to be on his team on everything, which normally causes the team to lose because Panda's not very good at stuff, and he always cries when his sister shows up. Gorilla claims that he's spoiled, which the sister refutes, saying that no matter how mean Gorilla and the others are to him, Panda always cheers up by eating time. He doesn't hate or dislike Gorilla at all. Matter of fact, he idolizes his older brother and forgives him for everything. Sister says that if anyone's spoiled, it's actually Gorilla. Now we get another example of Gorilla's unnecessary picking at Panda. Panda happens to bring the wrong kind of beetle for their bug collection to Gorilla, and Gorilla throws it out, disregarding Panda yet again. He's then shown, however, to care enough to think about buying Panda a new ball after he threw his ball in the river in an attempt to play with his big brother. At that point, Panda, Gorilla, and the sister's dad, which is shown as a chibi figure that faintly resembles Principal Yaga, who we know created Panda, is shown to come and take Gorilla and the sister away, claiming that they can't stay with him. He offers them no explanation, and Panda is shown bawling, watching his older siblings being taken away. Gorilla starts to yell back, freaking out that he's having to leave Panda all alone. He claims that Panda can't survive on his own. He's terrible at video games and soccer, he's slow, and he still wets the bed sometimes. Gorilla thinks Panda still needs him and he can't leave him yet. The adult figure now addresses Gorilla, saying that it isn't like Gorilla thinks. Instead of them leaving Panda behind, they're actually the ones being left behind. Sister tells Gorilla to be a good big brother and say goodbye. There's another emotional scene with Gorilla and Panda bawling over Gorilla's departure, and then we jump back to the current time period in which Panda is fighting Kashimo. We see his tattered body lying helplessly in front of Kashimo, but Kashimo addresses Panda, saying that since he didn't receive any points, Panda must still be alive. This answers our burning question. Panda is still alive, and it's likely that this past scene of Gorilla's and the sister's departure is symbolism of their cores, which resided in Panda, being destroyed. Kashimo jumps right back into questioning Panda about Sukuna's whereabouts, but Panda still refuses to answer even though he's been reduced to a head on a stick. Kashimo threatens to, quote, make sure Panda will never open his mouth again, and then the saving grace Hakari bursts on scene to hopefully save Panda from further harm. He sarcastically asks Panda if he has lost weight, and Kashimo's obviously impressed by Hakari's presence and entrance, so he says, hey now, don't get me too excited, and that's where the chapter ends. Quickly before we wrap things up, let's talk about some key things to consider from this chapter. First and foremost, Panda is not dead as of now. I know everyone wanted to know this desperately, so that's your answer for now. We can also assume that Gorilla and the Triceratops sisters' cores have been destroyed, so it's unlikely that we will ever see Panda fight at full capacity again, if he even makes it out of this mini arc in the first place. Now we know that Hakari defeated Charles in their domain expansion battle, or for some reason they called the battle off. Nothing would surprise me at this point in the story. Hakari will now fight Kashimo Hajime, which will be a very even matchup in my opinion. I assume that one of the parties will not make it out alive, so if Kashimo wins, Hakari and Panda will definitely be killed. If Hakari wins, he'll probably kill Kashimo because he's simply that guy. Let me know down below in the comments if you think Kashimo or Hakari will win this confrontation. Well guys, that's about all I have for you this time. Remember to smash that like button and subscribe for more. Check out the video or playlist linked on screen, and I'll catch you in the next one. Have a great time.